Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel Scent Magnifique. This week I am very excited to be reviewing Rose 31 by Labo, and it is going to be fresh out of the box. I'm fresh out of the shower. As you see, I'm a little bit rosy right now, interestingly for Rose 31, and yeah, I'm going to be opening this with you. So for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with the brand, although I'm sure most of you are, yeah, this is a brand who name all their fragrances after the main note in the fragrance, and then the number that comes after that is the number of total ingredients in the fragrance. So yeah, Le Labo, this is my first ever purchase from Le Labo. I promised myself that when I opened my own company and got some money back from the deposit on an apartment, that I would buy myself a Le Labo fragrance. And I've done both of those things this week, and maybe I'll speak more about the company thing in another video. But yeah, it's very exciting. And this is not a blind buy, but it's definitely an intuitive one. I've never spent as much money on a fragrance before without having smelt it this little. So basically, I'm usually will go back again to the store to try the fragrance until I decide to buy it. Whereas with this one, it was, I think I smelled it twice basically, and something similar happened with Diptyque's Vetiverio, where it was like, not sure if I do like it, and then something happens in my head where I'm like, yes, I want that one. So let's get to it. Very nice presentation from the Labo brand, as you can see, and they personalize the boxes and they personalize the bottle itself. So that's a nice touch and unique to the Labo brand itself. Let's get into it. So this feels a little bit, yeah, too nice to actually break, but here we go. Don't know what this is. Some information about the scent. Some information about the care of their products. Now I know that the Labo tell you to keep it in the fridge because they don't have preservatives in their fragrance. So they're also unique for that reason. Although I'm aware that as long as you keep it also in a dark place where it's not too hot, that's also sufficient. So here we go. Rose 31. Wow, yeah, this feels like a big deal. You know what I mean? I'm not big into. I don't consider myself particularly materialistic, but you know what I mean. This is definitely an aspirational brand, and yeah, this was 270 euros for the bottle. So you know what I mean. That's no small amount of money, and yeah, it was bought yesterday in Barcelona, and I was served by Lisa, and it was mixed on the 4th of January 2023. So here goes. So rose is one of my favorite notes when mixed with vetiver. In fact, the combination of rose and vetiver is my favorite combination of notes. I'm just going to go for a full spray here. And I tend to do the back of my neck because that's what tends to leave a trail. So what am I smelling? So this one is very famous for the cumin that is in it, and it is definitely the top note because it's the first thing that you smell as soon as you put the fragrance on. And it's yeah, I mean, some people have suggested it's a sort of armpit type smell, where I can see where they're coming from, but I actually quite like it, and I think it goes quite well with the rose, and this one in particular, for that reason, it's got this kind of, it's a very masculine rose fragrance. So, and I know there are different brands that try to say that they have masculine rose fragrances, but this one really is, you know what I mean? I would say that this is genuinely unisex, you know what I mean? I think, like my other video on Portrait of a Lady is a little bit more risque for a man to wear, let's say, as in it's not as normal. Whereas I think with Rose 31, it definitely is completely pretty mainstream for a man to wear this. So yeah, the cumin is the first thing that you notice. And then beneath that is the rose and the, sorry, I had a dog interruption there. Yeah, so beneath the rose is vetiver and I think cedar. And as I say, my favorite combination of notes is rose and vetiver because I like that masculine, feminine thing, and I think they really do add something to one another. I think rose on its own for me can be a bit, well, it's very feminine, but it just doesn't kind of, yeah, it's kind of like it needs something to anchor it. And then likewise, vetiver on its own, some people can find it a little bit bland by itself, but rose really gives it that kind of kick to it. Some people think this smells a bit like Moschino's Toy Boy, which I also have. And yeah, I can see the similarities, but as somebody who likes rose and vetiver fragrances, I just think they're not comparable either. And I often find that to be the case when, yeah, if it's your thing, then you kind of are you can understand all the nuances between them. This one, where would I wear it? So I would wear it, I think this one I could wear pretty much anywhere. You know what I mean? I would wear it to work, I can wear it out. Yeah, it's not the same as Portrait of a Lady in the sense that Portrait of the Lady, I would be very self-conscious of wearing it to work or in certain social situations for two reasons, because of the intensity of it and the projection, but also the fact that it's, you know what I mean, everyone's kind of like, oh, a guy's wearing that fragrance, which I don't think there's a problem with, but sometimes I'm not in the mood for it. Whereas this one, I don't think you would get that reaction. I think people would be pretty like, oh wow, what's that? Or I certainly would be. So yeah, Rose 31 by Labo. Let me know if you have any opinions on this fragrance, if you own this fragrance, or if you, yeah, hope to own this fragrance. Okay, take care, bye.